There are people in our lives whose intentions are never good. They will never celebrate your success. And whenever they see something positive, they always try to link it to something negative. And at the right or wrong moment, they will attempt to affect you with questions unique to their character. But the point is this: these questions are hidden traps, designed to shake your confidence, disturb your inner calm, and plant doubt in your mind. A question is like a seed. Once doubt takes root in your heart, it can grow and start breaking the foundations of your confidence. Stoic philosophy teaches us not to fall for these games. If you recognize the psychological traps they set in time, no one can disturb your spirit. So in this video, we will reveal 6 dangerous questions that toxic people constantly ask. We will uncover the truth hidden behind each question and respond with the wisdom of the Stoics. After all, anyone can ask a question, but the wise know how to answer it. I recommend watching this video till the end, because after these lessons, no one will be able to silence you with doubt or manipulate you. And I have a small request. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share it so more people can benefit from this knowledge. Our main goal is to make this kind of wisdom accessible to as many people as possible. We want everyone around us, especially those who seek self-improvement, to benefit. Also, turn on the notification bell so you never miss videos like this. The favorite and first question of toxic people is, are you sure about that? They know that even the smallest seed of doubt can make you waver from your path. Think about it. You've made a decision. Maybe you're starting a new business, beginning a project you've long dreamed of, or deciding to make a meaningful change in your life. Suddenly someone asks, are you sure? A simple one-line question, but its power can shake the confidence you've built over years. Human nature is naturally open to doubt. We constantly wrestle with thoughts like, what if I fail? Or what if I'm wrong? In that moment, the question from the other person brings those hidden fears to the surface. The goal of toxic people is exactly this: to stop you from moving forward. Doubt is like a strong chain. Once it enters your mind, it slows your steps and weakens your will. The Stoics were very clear about this. They said a person can only be sure about what is within their control. Your will, your efforts, your intentions, that is yours. But outcomes, future events, and other people's reactions are beyond your control. Epictetus said, if your decision aligns with your values, then you are already sure. Don't be shaken by the opinions of others. This is a profound truth. True confidence comes not from external validation, but from fidelity to your own principles. Let's take a real-life example. Suppose someone decides to adopt a healthy lifestyle. They join a gym and change their diet. In the first few weeks, the friends around them ask, are you sure you can keep this up? Do you really think it's worth all this effort? They are not asking out of genuine concern. Their intention is to shake your confidence. Maybe it's hidden envy, or maybe they want to see your weaknesses reflected in you. The Stoic approach is this: if you have chosen your action, you are already sure. What is in your control is showing up at the gym, eating healthy, and keeping your discipline. The final outcome, how your body develops or how much weight you lose, is nature's work. Here's an important point. We often misunderstand what being sure means. It doesn't mean I know everything and will never fail. True certainty is, I will do my best with what is in my control, and I will accept the outcome, whatever it may be. For a Stoic, doubt is not frightening, but being enslaved by doubt is dangerous. The purpose of the person asking is not to make you wiser, it is to slow you down, to hold you back. Now imagine that every time you hear such a question, you respond to yourself. Yes, I'm sure. My certainty comes not from the outcome, but from my choice. I am moving forward on the path I know is right. The rest is fate's work. This response sets you free. No one's question can enslave you. If your intentions are pure and you remain true to your values, you are sure. Remember, you can be strong without external approval. True confidence comes from within. Every time you hear, are you sure? You see it as a test. For the Stoics, such questions are not attacks. They are opportunities to strengthen inner power. The second favorite question of toxic people is, you won't succeed at this. Why even try? They approach you just when you are hopeful about your goals and say, you won't succeed. Why waste your time? The danger of this question is that it can sound sincere, making it hard to see the hidden intent. But in reality, it's a poisoned arrow aimed at taking away your courage and weakening your resolve. Imagine you want to start a new business. You gather courage and take the first step. Then someone says, You won't succeed. The market is too tough anyway. You don't have the resources for this. Don't waste your time. If you give in during a weak moment, the fire inside you goes out. These words strike directly at your most vulnerable spot, your self-confidence. The Stoics, however, would respond simply and powerfully. Whether I succeed or fail is not under my control. But trying, that is my responsibility. This is one of the deepest lessons in life philosophy. Our power extends only to our efforts. The outcome, success or failure, is determined by nature. The only thing in your control is to try. Imagine a warrior standing on a battlefield. Whether he wins or loses is unknown. But one thing is certain. If he does not fight, he can never win. Trying is the only gateway to victory. Toxic people aim to close that gateway. They want you never to start. Because once you start, anything becomes possible. Epictetus said, "If you do not act on what is within your control, you are already defeated. If you act, you are victorious regardless of the outcome." This means that even simply trying makes you a winner. You have overcome fear, taken action, and strengthened your will. Let's look at another example from everyday life. Suppose you decide to learn music, say playing the guitar. In the first days, your fingers hurt, the chords don't sound right, and your playing isn't pleasant. And at that moment, someone says, "You won't be able to do this. It's too hard anyway." Such a thought can stop you. But the Stoic approach is this: the outcome hasn't arrived yet. But by practicing every day, you are already strengthening yourself. You are doing your part. We can compare this to sports as well. No one is strong from day one. The weights feel heavy, your breathing is short. But as you continue, your body grows stronger. The voice of those who say you can't do it gradually fades like wind in the distance. This question from toxic people is a subtle trap. They want you to accept failure before you even start. Because if you agree to lose before you begin, their goal is achieved. But remember, for the Stoics, the effort itself is a victory. Every time you try something new, you grow your character. Whether success comes or not, you have already become stronger. The point is, no one knows what tomorrow will bring. It may not work out. But the greatest tragedy is never starting at all. The response to those who say, "You won't succeed, why even try?" is, "Yes, I might fail, but if I don't try, I have already lost. My duty is to try." Third question, what do you think others will think of you? This is one of toxic people's favorite questions because they know one of our weakest points is our dependence on others' opinions. Imagine you want to take a step forward and open a new chapter in your life. Suddenly someone approaches and asks, "What do you think others will think about this?" "I wonder what people will say." And you start thinking, will my friends, relatives, neighbors think badly of me? What if they criticize me? What if they don't approve of my decision? Although this question seems simple, it is one of the strongest psychological chains that deprives a person of freedom. Every time you become a prisoner of others' opinions, you stop living your own life. You live theirs. The Stoics spoke very firmly on this matter. They said others' opinions are not under your control. If something is beyond your control, being enslaved by it is the greatest folly. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his journal, "A man spends his entire life examining what others think, yet never considers what kind of person he himself is." This is a harsh but true reality. Sometimes we shape our days, even years, according to others' opinions. But those people are forgotten tomorrow, their words scattered to the wind. Your life, however, does not return. You cannot reclaim lost time. The hidden purpose behind this toxic question is to make you submit to the judgment of others. A person who acts based on someone else's opinion is easily controlled. Let's take a practical example. Suppose you want to start a new business. You have motivation and your plans are ready. But suddenly someone says, "What do you think people will say?" Maybe they'll laugh at you. If you take this question seriously, the fire within you begins to die down. You start focusing on others instead of your own path. The Stoic approach is completely different. They said, if your decision aligns with your values, the opinions of others cannot shake you. Epictetus said, if you seek others' approval, you will be enslaved. If you seek your conscience's approval, you will be free. This statement makes everything clear. Freedom exists only within. Others' opinions are like the wind. Sometimes it blows this way, sometimes that way. If you move according to the wind, you will never find your own path. Sometimes the people asking this question are simply envious. They do not want you to take a step they themselves cannot take. Because if you move forward, it clearly shows where they have fallen behind. In such situations, the Stoic response is simple. Other people's opinions are not under my control. I am responsible only for my intentions and my actions. Remember, other people's opinions will change. Today they may criticize you, tomorrow they may praise you. But your life is an unchanging truth. You live it, they do not. So every time you hear, "What do you think others will think of you?" I take it as a signal. Do not stray from your path. Remain free. One of toxic people's slyest questions is, why you, not someone else? The hidden message behind this fourth question is, you are not worthy. Imagine you have achieved a success in life. Perhaps you were promoted at work, reached a long-term goal, or simply got a rare opportunity. This is the result of your effort, patience, and hard work. But suddenly someone comes up and says, why you? Why not someone else? At first glance, it may seem like ordinary curiosity. But the real intent behind this question is envy, belittlement, and undermining your value. Toxic people ask this question to make your success appear accidental, to diminish your effort and instill guilt. They want you to doubt your achievement. The Stoics were very clear about this. Everyone has a role in life. Sometimes it is difficult, sometimes beautiful, sometimes heavy, but it is our assigned role. Marcus Aurelius said, "Nature gives everyone their share. It is your duty to play the role assigned to you." This is a powerful truth. If something has been allotted to you, it is your path. There is no need to explain or justify it to anyone. The most Stoic response to the toxic question, why you, is, because this is my share. I am playing my role. Let's take an example from everyday life. Suppose you work at a company and through hard work, rise to a managerial position. Suddenly a colleague says to you, why you? Why not someone else? Behind this sentence lies hidden envy. They ignore your effort and dedication, as if your success fell from the sky and you achieved it unfairly. The truth is, you were patient, learned from mistakes, and perhaps even spent sleepless nights. All of this was your choice, your hard work, and as a result, you earned this role. Stoic philosophy teaches us that it is foolish to feel ashamed of your success because of someone else's envy. On the contrary, accepting your success is accepting the role nature has given you. Epictetus said, if you have been assigned a role, play it well. Do not look at others. Their role is theirs. This is one of life's simplest yet most powerful laws. Everyone's fate is different. Your path is yours. Someone else's path is theirs. Toxic people's question, why you? Is almost like going against nature. They are implying what you have is not really yours, but that is absurd. Remember, if you have earned something through effort, you are worthy of it. If life gives you an opportunity, it is your path. When faced with such a question, remind yourself, I did not reach this path by chance. I worked, persevered, learned, and earned this role. The fifth question most used by toxic people is, you've changed. Why aren't you like before? They use this sentence at every opportunity to instill fear and shake your self-confidence. What if it doesn't work out? The purpose of this question is very simple. It is to stop you from moving forward. Fear of failure is one of the strongest brakes on human action. When we ask ourselves such questions internally, we often cannot progress. Now imagine someone external repeating it over and over. In such moments, your weakness doubles. The Stoics viewed this question completely differently. They said, even if it doesn't work out, it is not the end. Even if it fails, you have gained experience. Even if it doesn't succeed, you can try again. Fear of failure should never stop a person. Marcus Aurelius said, what others say or think cannot harm you. Only if you surrender within yourself are you truly defeated. This is a truth. A person's defeat is not in failure, but in not trying. Toxic people know this well, which is why they try to scare you with the outcome. They want you to doubt yourself before taking a step, to remain inactive. Stoic philosophy teaches us, the outcome is not under your control, but taking action is always in your hands. Let's take a real-life example. Suppose you want to start a new business. Someone immediately says, what if you go bankrupt? This person is not thinking about your success. Their goal is to weaken your determination. But the Stoic approach says, if I go bankrupt, I will rise again. If I don't succeed, I will gain experience. Even if the path is difficult, I will continue. Every challenge strengthens a person. In fact, when you hear, what if it doesn't work out? Immediately ask yourself another question. What if it does work? This completely changes your mindset. You start drawing strength from hope rather than fear. For the Stoics, failure was defined this way. A person fails when they lose their will and surrender their inner strength. But if your spirit is strong, you never truly fail. Finally, the sixth and most dangerous question of toxic people: what's the point? We're all going to die anyway. This question acts like poison to the soul. It slowly kills your hope and extinguishes the inner light. Many people upon hearing this think, true, we all die. So why strive? Why fight? Why even try? The goal of toxic people is exactly this: to throw your spirit into emptiness, to snatch away your inner confidence. A person who has lost hope no longer acts, struggles, or thinks about the future. They stand still as if waiting for life itself. This is the most dangerous form of trap. But the Stoics saw this question through a completely different lens. They said, yes, death is inevitable, but for that very reason, life is more valuable. This perspective is awakening, like opening a window in a dark room and letting sunlight in. Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, "Death is not foreign to you. It is part of nature, but you are still alive. You are still breathing. You can still make choices. Fear of death should not drive us. Love of life should." Toxic people want to plant fragments of hopelessness in your heart with, "What's the point?" They want you to see life as empty, to never realize your potential, and to regard each day as worthless. But Stoic philosophy says, the meaning of life is in its brevity. Because it is short, every moment is as precious as a pearl. Imagine for a moment you were given only 100 days to live. How would you spend them? Naturally, you would live more consciously, more deeply, more fully. The Stoics tell us that death is precisely what makes life valuable. Without death, life wouldn't feel so precious. So each morning when you wake up, think, today is an opportunity. How can I make the most of it? When toxic people try to pull you into hopelessness, tell yourself, yes, death exists, but I am living this moment. This moment is mine. This creates tremendous inner strength because you focus on meaning, not emptiness. Seneca wrote, life is not short. We make it short by wasting it on trivial things. Death is not an end, it is a teacher. It teaches us to live meaningfully. When toxic people ask, what's the point? I think the opposite. Every moment of my life is meaningful. Even death enhances the meaning of my life. Let's take an everyday example. Suppose someone says, we'll all die in the end. Why read, why work, why strive? Yet when a great opportunity arises or a dream comes true, their eyes light up. Deep down, everyone knows life is not empty. It's just that toxic people's poisonous question can sometimes confuse us. The Stoic approach says, knowing life has an end is the greatest motivation. Every day you leave a mark in this world. What you do today affects your future and others. You can change someone's life, give strength to another, offer hope to someone else. This meaning itself is a victory over death. Remember, the question, what's the point, exists to stop you. You must turn it into a Stoic question. Life's meaning is in its brevity. I create my own meaning. Now ask yourself, if today were my last day, how would I live it? Once you find your answer, you will no longer fall into the trap of what's the point. Thus, the questions toxic people ask, though they may seem simple, are actually weapons. They are thrown to drag you into doubt, hesitation, and fear. But remember, the power of any weapon depends on who wields it. Stoic philosophy teaches us that we can turn these questions into our own weapons. Remember, your inner freedom is the one treasure no one can take from you. Protect it, strengthen it, and let every decision you make in daily life be guided by this freedom. And now that you have acquired this knowledge, take one more step forward. Subscribe to the channel, because every new video will teach you Stoic wisdom and life skills even more deeply. Like the video because it's a signal not just for you, but to awaken the inner strength of others too. Turn on the notification bell, but we call it the reminder bell. Each ring is a reminder of your inner freedom. Oh, share the video. Don't keep this wisdom to yourself. Let others learn and live more deeply and consciously. Remember, the power is within you. Other people's questions are not just meant to shake you, they are opportunities to make you stronger if approached correctly. Every question is your inner shield, and every answer strengthens your freedom. See you in the next video.